test it, right? You know what I mean? Like test it or, make sure that it works. Guess who's back, everybody? It's me, your boy Rico No Suave. Bienvenido a todos, mi gente. And yes, I am back. Yes, I am super happy to be back. Let's go. I hope you guys are ready, man. Wednesday just comes by a little bit faster than normal. That means that my excitement, is just beautiful. That means that you miss me and I miss you. That's what it's all about, everybody. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Rico No Suave Show. We got a fun-filled packed show for you guys today. And, I just want you to be hyped with me. Please be hyped with me. If you're talking to the TV, just be hyped with me. Wave at me. I'm waving back right now because I'm so glad that you're here for this hour here on the Rico No Suave Show. All right, everybody. 23 years ago, we did have a tragedy, and one of the biggest things about this tragedy affected a lot of lives. And today, which falls on 9/11, we will never forget the memories that we actually have for our lost ones. Is very hard, and also the people that still is going through the trauma of being involved when this actually happened 23 years ago. We all know exactly what had happened to the Twin Towers, and the one thing is that it was a tragic day for us all, for America. And I remember that time when it actually happened because I looked up at the sky and I was like, I hope that never happens to us here in Chicago. But at the same time, too, it made a lot of people think in regards to evil that actually happens within this world. And I'll never forget that day that I also had friends that was in New York and tried to call my friends and see if they were actually okay. And watching it as far as on, from a media standpoint, it was such a tragic day. But I know everyone kept coming together to be able to help people that was in need. The foundations and how America actually came back together to be able to come back as one, but also to console, basically to help people that need that comfort of their loved ones. So we will never forget what happened on 9/11. And America, we always have came together when something tragic actually happens, but that was 23 years ago. And we still show our love and our respect to the people of the fallen ones and also to the family and friends that actually lost their loved ones during that time of 9/11. So we're here for you, the Rico No Suave Show. And thank you to all of the non-for-profit organizations and all of the profit organizations that donate money, for this tragedy that actually happens 23 years ago and continue to be able to help those in need as well, too. So thank you very much. All right, everybody. So it's time to talk track and field. We want, big shout out to Beverly Pomerantz, and I'm excited, as you can see by my face. I'm super excited to actually have this gentleman here. We've talked behind the scenes. This gentleman is an author as well, too, but he has been killing it in the Paralympics, and he is a winner. Silver. Man, he's just a winner. 2024, went out to Paris, rocked it while he was out in Paris. Everybody put your hands together for none other than my buddy. I call him my friend, Isaac Jean Paul. Let's go! Yeah!
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's up, Isaac?
Hey, man, I'm blessed by the best, baby. How you doing?
Man, hey, bro, I have to tell you, I am super happy to have you here on the show. This is just another level, man. Another level of just, how can I say, an accomplishment. Just understanding your milestones, understanding your goals and what you've actually been through. And, we're going to talk about all of that, man. But I'm just so happy that you made it back home safely, of course, from Paris. With your trompico, the trompico, papa, and I'm super happy. I'm super happy to, you're back in the U.S. and we're ready to talk about that, talk about your journey there as well. But before we do that, do you have any shout outs you want to give out to anyone in the world?
Man, first and foremost, I got to shout out my baby girl, Shyla Rose, my 2-year-old daughter,
All
who has
right.
been my inspiration, my motivation this past year. I mean, ever since she was born, she's been my inspiration, but more so this past year because it was truly difficult. And if I didn't have her in my life, I don't know where I would be. So shout out to her. Shout out to my entire family that made it to Paris. Shout out to my coach, Tim Bowman.
Yes, sir.
And I'll tell you a little story about him as the interview goes on. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, and shout out to my grandmother, Rosalie Turner. God rest her soul. She passed away last year.
All
Who was
right. Rest in
also
peace.
my motivation and inspiration for this past game. So, you know, I got to give all the love to everybody that supported me along this journey and in this chapter that I finally was able to close September 7th, 2024. And
Let's
now I'm
go.
about to start my next chapter of my life. So,
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
extremely
go.
blessed and honored to be here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and also shout out to the big man upstairs. You know,
Yes, sir. All
none is
day,
too
all
young
day,
without
every
him.
day.
So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, he gets the most praise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The man upstairs always looking down on us, making sure that we're supposed to be going in that right path to be successful, man. That's awesome. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Let's get it on. Hey, Isaac, you here on the Rico No Suave show, man. You got and the word might be tropico today, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's almost like tropical. That's what we do around here, la isla,
Yeah, I would give them a shout out, but hey, they gotta sign me first. They gotta put
I
some money in their pocket before I can throw the can out there. You know what I'm saying?
yes, sir. That's right. I love that, man. Hey, let's get it on. Everybody, welcome to the show. Check this out. So, because moms is everything, right? Moms is everything and family is everything, right? But, being that you discovered your disability at a young age, right, which I call an ability because you have that ability to do great things. And your mom played basketball. Did you ever want to play basketball?
Man, basketball was my first love. I mean, once I saw her, she used to take me and my sister everywhere. Everywhere my mom went, we went. So my mom, not only is she a basketball player, but she's a Hall of Fame basketball player at our alma mater in Lewis University. So I ended up going to the same college as my mother. But long story short, yes, basketball was my dream. I wanted to be in the NBA. I wanted to carry the same accolades as my mother, and then also beat her accolades. In a lot of ways, I was competing to be better than my mom.
Wow.
And I kind of got a little one up on her. She never went internationally. I'm pretty sure she could have went pro, but back in the day,
yeah,
WNBA wasn't around, and she had my sister right when the WNBA started. So that her basketball career kind of stopped right after college.
Okay. So was she a college basketball star?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She was a Hall of Fame basketball player at Lewis University.
All right, man. Congratulations. What is your mom's name?
Shout out to my Flyers.
To the Flyers.
Yes, sir.
What's your mom's name?
My mom's name is Rosemary John Paul.
Rosemary John Paul. Let's go. Superstar. All right. Now, because basketball was a thing, and of course, we all used to hoop, we all used to go out there and play basketball where, in Chicago, if it was 90 degrees, 95 degrees, we was out there playing ball, sweating it out, burning calories, right?
And if you was a true hooper, you'd be hooping 20 below as well.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got me on it. You got me on that one because I probably had a coat on. You got me?
For real.
Yeah, that is true. If you were a true hooper, yeah, you were out there in the cold, man. I was like inside and at the Rex, at the Rex.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay in the inside, but I'll come outside when it's cold to get to my car. I like that. I like that. So because basketball, of course, was a sport, and you watched your mom as far as kind of be that icon for you, right? The discovery of knowing that you had how did you train yourself because of the ability that you have, that you discovered that you had this disability? How was the training like for you to be able to manage that, to be able to say, hey, I'm going to be able to work around this, to be able to make sure I hone in on, the proper way for me to make sure that I can continue my journey?
Absolutely, man. Like I mentioned early on in this conversation,
Yeah.
God is a driving force in my life, and without Him, I probably wouldn't be able to do. No, not probably. I would not be able to do what I'm able to do. Right?
Yeah.
God has blessed me with the incredible sense of athleticism.
Yes.
I can pick up any sport and be really good at it. When I was growing up, I played every sport other than baseball, even though I
Okay.
wish I could have played baseball, but my mom wasn't going for that. She was not going for the baseball play, but
Wow.
I played football. I was really good in football. And then when it came to basketball, that's where, I really found my footing. And
Okay.
the way I played basketball was through my sense of feel.
Yes, sir.
Everything and sound, of
Yeah.
course, right? Everything
Yes.
has a rhythm to it. The way you bounce the ball, the way you pass the ball, you find the rhythm of the game. I know you heard it. If you play basketball, there's a rhythm to the
Yes,
game. You
sir.
got to
Yes,
find
sir.
that rhythm.
Yes,
And
sir.
once you find it, you can do a lot of things. And of course, I'm not all the way blind. I'm not totally blind,
Sure.
but I do have blindness that does impact me playing sports, which I had to stop playing basketball due to my visual impairment.
I
Um,
see.
and so, but yeah, my sense of feel, my spatial awareness really tapped into my ability of playing basketball, and that's how I pretty much navigated sports and navigate life through my
Yeah.
sense of feel.
That's hot. That's hot.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir. You got to have those horns. You got to have those.
I, yeah, I do gotta have that, man. I'm so hyped myself. They always like to hear me, clap my hands together. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I
for
gotta get that
sure,
sound
for
effects.
sure.
Yeah, I get that sound
And the
effects.
smoke machine in the back and everything.
I gotta get some stuffed animals, guy. I got the trees in the back of me.
There you go. There you go.
It's a jungle over here. Hey,
Yes, sir.
so, hey, Isaac, let's get right into it, man, because this, by us having so much fun, man, this is going to go by super fast. Let's talk
Yeah.
about let's talk about how you developed into track and field, because now with basketball, of course, there's that running aspect, right? Of the sports that you may play, of course, there's that running aspect in regards to how to develop yourself to run faster, right? Or just to stay healthy, to run faster as well. Where did track and field come into play for you?
It's crazy you asked that, right? Because my entire life, I always dreamt of being in the NBA,
Okay.
dunking on LeBron, crossing over Kobe, all of that.
Yeah.
And my senior year of high school, me and my friends are watching Sports Center, and at the time when my senior year, Devin Hester was the man in
Yes,
Chicago.
sir.
He
Yes,
was
sir.
the kick returns extraordinaire, the fastest man alive.
Yes, sir.
And as we're watching Sports Center, they had this special on Devin Hester and how fast he was on the field. And I looked at my friends as we was watching this. My friends Corey and Cody, those are my brothers. Shout out to them. I had said out of nowhere, I said, "I'm faster than Devin Hester. He ain't fast." And they looked at me and they was like, "Isaac, chill out. You tripping right now." I was like, "No, I believe I'm faster than Devin Hester. Nobody
Yes,
can tell
sir.
me different. He's not as fast as me." And so I went on and said, "Look, y'all get in y'all car and drive 20 miles an hour, and I bet you I beat that car." Now, at the time, it was 20 below zero. And my
Uh-oh.
friends looked at me and was like, "Dude, we not about to go out there, start our car, and try to race you to see if you fast. We'll do you one better. How about you try out for the track team and beat the fastest kid at the school?"
Mm.
And at this time, when they said track team, I'm like, "Man, I'm not about to wear no booty shorts, man. I'm a hooper, man. You know, like I'm baggy white tee, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
extra large, you know, shorts. I wasn't going for the Daisy Dukes. You know, that wasn't my style. But they was like, well, if you ain't gonna try out for the track team, then you can't sit here and say you fast, because
Right.
we won't believe you until you show us that you faster than the fastest kid at the school. So me being the competitor that I am,
Yes,
I
sir.
said I take you up on that challenge. And the following week was track tryouts. And the first day of track tryouts, they it was testing day. So they tested our vertical jump, our broad jump, and our 40-yard dash. And then we did all of this in an auditorium. We wasn't going outside.
Okay. Right.
Um, so the first test was the vertical jump. Now I always had hops. I mean, I was dunking basketballs my sophomore year of high school, and I
Nice.
was touching rim in eighth grade year. I was touching the backboard, so I
Let's
always
go.
had hops. I'm only 5'10", but I like to say I'm 6 feet. So
Yes,
we
sir.
gonna
Because
edit
that's what
that
we
part
jump.
out.
That's the way we jump.
I'm
Right.
6 feet.
Right.
Yeah. Every other day I was 6 feet, 6'1" if you
Yes,
catch me on
sir.
a good day.
Yes,
So,
sir.
you know, we test the vertical jump, and you know, I'm thinking, oh, it's just like playing basketball, grabbing a rebound or something, right? So
Uh,
I jump up, and everybody just stopped and looked as I landed, and the coach was like 38 inches. So I'm
wow.
like, yeah, yeah. But everybody wasn't surprised because everybody knew me as a basketball player. So they was like, well, you're a basketball player. Of course you can jump high. I was just like, all right. In my eyes, I'm like, I'm a great athlete. I can do anything. So when people just say, "Oh, you're only good because of this," I'm like, all right, well, let me show you something then. You know, so the next test was the broad jump, and that's the standing frog jump. So it's testing your horizontal jump, right? So
Okay.
now it's seeing how far I can jump. So I remember playing this game with my sister in the grocery store, you know, at Jules Osco's, right?
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Dominex, you know, shout out
Yes, sir.
Dominex. I know
Yes,
they're not
sir.
around no more.
Taking me
And
back.
on the floor of the grocery store, there was like different colored tiles, right? And
Right.
so what me and my sister would do, we would jump from tile to tile, pretending that the inner tiles was hot lava. So the tiles was evenly spaced out, so you had to leap far to get to the next tile. So I was like, all right, I can do some broad jump. So I jumped, and I jumped like 10 and a half feet broad jump. Everybody
Wow.
looked at me like I was crazy. Yeah, yeah. Now, to give you a reference, I think the world record broad jump or the combine record is like 12 feet. So I'm jumping
Wow.
10 and a half feet
That's
as
close.
as an 18-year-old, 17-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
natural ability.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, "Well, you play basketball, of course you can jump far." I'm like, "Okay, y'all said the same thing about me jumping
They
high."
try to
So
shame you.
they try
Right.
to stay me, man. I'm just like,
Right.
you know, I do this. Now I came in. The reason why everybody was saying all this, I came in as a hooper. I had the basketball shoes on, the baggy shorts, and the overlarge, you know, t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is wearing track gear, you know, the speed suits and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I came out like a fish out of water. So people kind of already looked at me like, you need to go put a basketball in your hand. This is for the real athletes.
Yes, sir.
So lastly, it's the 40-yard dash, right? And I'm trying to see, okay, who's the fastest guy here? Because you know I'm that's who I'm trying to beat. I ain't trying to do nothing else but to show my friends I'm the fastest guy at this school. So I finally took note, and I saw people really gearing up to watch one person run, and his name is Kyle Ward. So shout out to Kyle Ward. You know, he's Dr. Ward now. You know what I'm
Big shout
saying?
out,
He's
Doc Ward.
a
Doc
doctor
Ward.
out in Florida. Yes, sir. And so he everybody looks at him. He starts on the starting line, and the coach gives him the start, and he ready, set, go. He takes off, and as he goes through the finish line, everybody's jumping, screaming. I guess he ran something fast. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
guess he ran like four at the time. I think he ran like 4.65 or something,
Okay.
something crazy. So I was just like, all right. Now at the time, I didn't know what that meant. I never ran a 40-yard dash. I used to play football, but that was prop Warner. You know, my last time playing football was probably in seventh grade.
Mm.
So I'm like, All right, cool. Everybody excited to see him run. All right, now it's my turn. I go right after him because I'm like, all right, well, I guess this is the fastest guy, so I gotta see what's up, right?
Yes, sir.
And so I go right after him, and the coach gives me my cadence. He says, "Ready, set, go," and I took off like a pit bull was chasing after me. I took off like a bat out of hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, huh, huh, huh. You know, I'm pumping the arms, getting the knees up, everything, and I crossed that finish line, and I couldn't quite see the coach's face, but
Sure.
I felt this energy about him that it felt like he was impressed or just mind blown by the time I ran. So I walk over to the coach and I said, "Hey, coach, like, what did I run?" And he puts the little stopwatch in my face, and I'm like, "I can't see that shit, man." I can't see that. I said, because I gotta also remind you, like, I don't look like I'm visually impaired. So
Right,
oftentimes
exactly.
people don't even see my disability.
Yes,
And
sir.
at the
That's a
time,
blessing.
people knew, but they didn't know the severity of it because I was so good at the things that I was doing, and
Yes,
I
sir.
didn't appear to be visually impaired.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sure enough, I couldn't see the numbers on that clock.
Uh-huh,
And he
uh-huh.
looked at me. He said, "You ran a 4.58,"
Oh,
and I was like,
wow.
I guess, and he's like, "That was the fastest time today." And I was just like, "Oh shoot, okay, so I'm the fastest guy here." And then out of nowhere, I asked him after practice. I said, "Hey, coach, you think I could be something special in this track thing?" He was like, "Do I think? I know you can, and I need
Yeah.
you to continue to come back to track and field because we're just getting started." So
Yes,
shout
sir.
out to my coach Odo, Rocco Odo of Warren Township High School.
Yes,
He was the
sir.
first coach, well, not the first coach, but he was one of those coaches that, believed in me and always saw the potential I had.
Let's go, coach.
Yes,
Let's go,
sir. Shout
coach.
out to you,
Yes,
coach.
sir. Salute.
Yes,
Salute,
sir.
papa. Man, that is a telling story of what your ability to do from a health-wise standpoint, but natural. You said that word earlier. You said natural when you were in Dominic's, or it was Jewel where you were jumping and it was just natural. And people trying to shame you because of basketball. Hey, if you love basketball, you love the art, you're gonna have the craft behind it to be able to perfect it, right? In your
Absolutely.
neighborhood, in the community, right? Who you play against, right? But also just you as a person. Now, there's different levels of, I'm sure there's so many different levels of running, right? Because there's running from zigzag when you're playing basketball and you're bouncing the ball and you're running and then you hit straight and then you cut over. Same thing with football. You're running routes and things like that. When it comes to track, you're running and then it's a curve. It's like a circle in a way, or it's just
Yeah.
straight ahead. When in regards to conditioning yourself to be able to run faster, were there separate coaches to be able to help you to get better with, for track and field? Or was it just one coach that just knows everything to help you get faster, to go faster, I should say?
Oh man. So in my career, I had a multitude of coaches, ranging from my high school coach being Rocco Odo, to my junior college coach being Coach Zellner, to my university coach being Coach Dana Swarding, um, and then to my professional coaches that I had a variety of as well. Each of these coaches I've learned something from, even the ones that didn't quite pan out for me.
I see.
Um, I would love to say that I am an extremely hard worker and I love challenges. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not one of those athletes that are just banking off their talent. I love the hard work. And I feel like I get that work ethic from my idols like the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans.
Yeah.
They were extremely talented, but their hard work outshined their talent. You know what I'm saying? And with the mixture of both, like they were able to do everything on the court. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's the same for me in track and field. Formerly, I am a high jumper.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, just recently, I had to reinvent myself as a sprinter and long jumper.
Mm.
High jump, I I can jump over Shaq with a plate of chicken over his head. I jump high enough to
Oh,
jump over that.
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
I jumped 7 feet 3 inches.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and to give you a reference to that, when I jumped that, I was 69th in the entire world in
Wow.
2015.
Okay.
So that right there kind of that's what I love to do, the high jump and the intricacies of the high jump is all about rhythm and body awareness. And like I mentioned early on in this conversation, that is my strongest sense, my sense of spatial awareness and feel. So when it
Mm,
comes to the high jump and trying to see the bar, it's like my vision doesn't matter because I can feel when to jump. I know the right steps, and that
yeah.
that is what helps me in my training in track and field is the rhythm of my run, the feel of my steps, and knowing what step is what. Whether if there's this thing called dorsiflexion. I know I'm about to get real scientific for you,
Sure.
but it's important that when you run, it's like a horse. You got to paw the track just like a horse paws the
The
ground when it
ground.
runs. And
Yeah.
we have to do the same thing with our feet. We have to make sure we bring our toes up like this and
Uh-huh.
paw the track. And that's all about feel. You know what I'm
Ah.
saying? You can feel the difference if your toes are pointing versus if they're dorsiflexion upwards. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that answers your question in the
Yeah.
sense of training wise.
Yeah. Yeah. And it does because you have different, and I kind of take it from a sport standpoint for like football. You have a conditioner, you have say you have a quarterback coach, you have a running back coach, you have a tight ends coach, right? But then you have, from a health standpoint, you have the conditioning where you have the person a personal trainer that works on your biceps. You might have somebody that works on
Oh yeah.
legs, and things like that. So, and then also to be able to help you gain that experience to be able to get better, as an athlete. So that was one of the reasons why that was one of the things I wanted to ask about you as, as a trainer, all right, as someone that's training, I should say, for track and field. The jumping piece, we got a couple more minutes before we take a quick break. I told you it was going to go by fast, my man. I'm having such a great time already.
Yes, sir.
When you actually ran that first, did you also that the first time he told you it was a 4.5? Did he have you go and do it again and see if you're able to beat that on the same day?
From my memory, we did go 3 times. I don't remember the times of the other two that I
Okay.
ran. He only
Okay.
gave me my fastest time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I know that it wasn't the other 2 times that I ran. It wasn't far off from the 4.5 that I ran.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, because sometimes for ourselves, we doubt ourselves. We hit that one number like, man, hold on, I got to make sure I can do this again because if
Yeah,
I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it again.
yeah,
So
yeah. You
just
got
to
to get that
reassure myself,
validation. Yeah.
Exactly. That is so cool, man. Well, I'm super happy to have you on the show, man. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Everybody, you already know it's my guy, Isaac Jean Paul. Yes, go. The winner of 2024 Paralympics. You already know he's here on the show, and we're just getting it going. When we come back, we got a few questions that we want to ask Isaac. So, hey, we'll be back in 30 seconds. Let's go. And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It is me, your boy Rico No Suave, and I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Here with my guy, yes, you already know, my buddy, Isaac Jean Paul. Now I can say he's my buddy now, man, because he's on the show. But I got, I know him through Bev, and I appreciate that. as well too. So, Isaac, you having a good time?
Man, I'm having a phenomenal time.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Hey, so Isaac, I got a few people that's actually joining us right now. And I have to check across, as far as our board, but we got my man John T for free. What's going on? He was talking about the basketball. He said, man, I love some winter ball. Use it at your advantage. That is
Yes,
so
sir.
true.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Beatrice Davis is checking in.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Beatrice Davis. And she says, what a great accomplishment. I am so proud of Isaac. Way to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, 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 yes. And then who else we got? We got Donna Marie Berg checking in. Donna Marie Berg checking in. She says, Isaac humor is so strong. He has a strong characteristic that's worth everything. And then she comes back with a question. She said, Isaac, do you feel like you learn from everyone you encountered?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I always live with this phrase that there's always an opportunity to learn, even from what we may call a bad experience, right?
Yeah.
If you don't learn anything about the experience, you'll learn something about yourself. And everything in life is an opportunity to understand certain things. So, yes, I believe that every person you encounter, you'll learn something from them. You just got to be receptive to what they're putting down or what God is putting in front of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, and you right. Now I definitely want to start doing that now. Hey, but I can only do it when I interview you, bro. I can't do that for
For
everybody.
sure.
Everybody might get scared of that. You know what I mean? Hey,
Might
Isaac.
catch them off guard.
Right. They might fall out their chair. Hey, let's get down to it, man. Let's get down to it. Paralympics, right? Training for the competition, right? Training for the competition. What was that process like? I know because you ran. This is different. I feel, for me, I feel this is different. Maybe for you, it could just be a routine thing. Let's talk about the Paralympics as far as how long you've been running, how many years you've been doing this, and what is the training process like for you and your experience for 2024?
Absolutely. So, funny story. I knew nothing about the Paralympics as a kid. Right from high school, I was able to go to a junior college. I wasn't able to go straight from the university due to my grades. In high school, my vision played a role that I quite didn't understand until I was older to really look back and reevaluate myself. So, in school, I use a lot of vision enhancement tools, right? My textbooks were huge. One chapter of my textbook would be like as big as a map, and so I
Yeah.
had so many different volumes of textbooks that were so big. And it made it hard for me to learn because everybody wanted to use my tools. They wanted to
Mm,
see, like, oh, like, why is your paper so big?
right.
And for me, as a kid, I mean, growing up, like, you just want to fit in. You want to be accepted by your peers. And although I didn't look like I had a visual impairment, I had a visual impairment. So I kind of na- navigated away from school and focused more on sports. With that being said, I didn't have the best grades coming out of high school, and I wasn't able to go to a university. I
Sure.
went to junior college, and that was my opportunity to pick up my grades and potentially receive a scholarship to go to a university. I excelled in both. I was really good at my in track, and my studies gotten better due to the resources I was given to be better. Right.
Right.
Shout out to Harper College. That's the college I ended up going to straight out of high school. It's in Palatine, Illinois.
Okay.
From there, I was able to receive a track scholarship to Lewis University. Became a five-time All-American, national champion, Division II in the high jump, and had no clue about the Paralympics.
Yeah.
My senior year was 2016, and I was training to go to the Olympics for the high jump. I
Wow.
ended up getting hurt at the beginning of my senior year, and I wasn't able to bounce back, so I didn't make it to the Olympic trials.
Okay.
Also, during my senior year, I met this young girl who was a professional athlete competing at the same competition I was competing at. She did the high jump, so I stayed around and I was watching her. Now, low key, I thought Shorty was cute, so I was like, man, let me.
I'll
And
stick
and she
around.
did. Yeah, I gotta stick around, watch what she got going on. But I was more so intrigued in the fact that she was a high jumper and she was competing professionally. So after she got done high jumping, I went up to her and was like, "Hey, you know, I see that you're not jumping for any college. Can you tell me about, being a professional athlete, track athlete? How does this work? This is my senior year." And in the midst of the conversation, out of nowhere, I also told her like, "Yeah, I'm also blind." And she looked at me and paused, and she was like, "Have you ever heard about the Paralympics?" I was just like, "Nah, is that like the Special Olympics?" And she was
Yeah.
like, "No, it's not. It's actually for athletes with disabilities to compete internationally, worldwide. In fact, my boyfriend is in the Paralympics." So I was like, "Boyfriend? All right, man. All right. Tell me some more, man. This sounds like an opportunity that I can't,
Right.
let pass. So tell me some more about this Paralympic thing,
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
so
Let me keep
she
it professional now.
exactly let me keep it professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So she gives me her boyfriend information, and his name is Roderick Townsend. Shout out to Roderick Townsend. He's a now 3-time gold medalist in the Paralympic Games. And
Congratulations. Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir. Shout out to him. And
Yeah.
once I YouTubed him, and I was watching what he was doing. He was a high jumper as well, or is a high jumper, and he had the USA across his shirt, and he had everything that I aspired to be. And I was just like, man, let me do some more research, and then I found out about the Paralympics in 2017, and that's when I made my debut in the Paralympics. I competed in the high jump. That was the first year that they brought the high jump to the visually impaired category,
Mm.
and I was able to break the world record. Maybe what was it, 3 times in the same track meet? It was World Championships in London 2017 at the legendary Olympic Stadium, and I broke the world record 3 times in that meet, winning gold in the high jump, jumping 7 feet 1.5 inches.
Let's go.
Yes,
Let's
sir. Yes,
go.
sir.
Yes, sir. Let's
Mhm.
go. So what was that? So that was in 2017, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So and Patty Escobar, she actually hello Patty Escobar, she just joined in and she kind of had the same question in regards to what I brought out or what we've been talking about when it came to the training.
Yeah.
Different from the other competitions. Now we're talking about 2017 where you actually, you made yourself, you're there now, right? Now,
Yeah.
as time goes on and it kind of goes into the training piece, what was the training like for 18 up until now?
Man, so training had changed significantly from when I was in college and becoming pro. In college, I'm the best athlete at my school,
Yeah,
and I was given attention to detail, more so than a lot of other athletes. Not that I wanted that much attention to
sure.
detail, but being the best athlete, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Um, so when I became pro in 2017, I had the opportunity to go train in California at the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista. And
Okay.
now when I get there, I'm no longer the best athlete. I'm training alongside Olympians, world record holders, also Paralympians. So, I had to figure out how I fit into this collective group of extraordinary individuals.
Yes, sir.
And at first, it was rocky, man. I couldn't really get my footing. I felt like I wasn't getting the attention I needed to be successful,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. And when you're training alongside Olympians and you're a Paralympian, or if you are training alongside anybody that may be perceived better than you, you have no other choice but to fit in. And that what was happening when I went to Chula Vista to train at the Olympic Training Center. I had to fit in to a mode that I quite didn't fit. So my first coach, Jeremy Fisher, God bless his heart, you know, great individual, but wasn't the right coach for me when I got there.
Gotcha.
He very educated in the sport, you know, but I come from a background where, you know, I'm kind of old school. I'm not really scientific when it comes to things. If there was anybody to correlate myself with, I'll be like, man, I'm a Rocky Balboa type athlete. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
like pulling the trucks. I like doing, that is what helps my athleticism shine as well. Me
Yes,
doing
sir.
these type of things. Whereas coaching in that environment was more scientific based. We were more relaxed and not gritty, you know. And then I ended
Mm.
up leaving that group in 20 right before the 2020 year, the COVID year, and I found a coach. His name is Tony Campbell, and Tony Campbell is an Olympian, hurdler, medalist in the '84 Olympics. So shout out to Tony Campbell.
Nice.
He's
Big shout
like
out.
yeah, he's like a father figure in my life. He taught me so much about the sport, so much about myself. And he came in at a perfect time in my life where I needed him the most. He taught me how to sprint. So yes, I was fast, but I was more so a jumper. So I never really
Mm.
sprinted through college and through high school. I was more so a high jumper.
I see.
And he got me to run fast. He taught me, you know, the mechanics of sprinting. It's not just you running like a dog is chasing after you. You actually have to have some type of technique to your sprint, and he taught
Mm.
me that. From there, he ended up getting a job, and we no longer could continue working together. And then I ended up coaching myself. So with all the knowledge that I gained through the years of my high school, college, my professional, and even Tony Campbell, I acquired so much knowledge about the sport where I ended up coaching myself in 2023. And in
Mm.
2023, last year, it was World Championships in Paris. And in that World Championships, I won the long jump, winning
Let's go.
gold.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And I think that to all the coaches that I had in the past that helped me have the knowledge that I have now to be able to do that, you know,
Yeah.
and having the confidence to do that, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
that's one thing. And then now, moving into 2024 in June, this past June, I ended up finding a coach. His name is Tony, or not Tony. His name is Tom. Excuse me.
Let's
There's
go.
so many T's in my life. You know what I'm saying? His name is Tim Bowman of West LA College.
Okay.
He's an extraordinary man, and just like how Tony came into my life at the right time, Tim Bowman has came into my life at the
Tim
right time
Bowman.
as well.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. You know, when I think about you, you brought up, and hopefully, Patty Escobar, if that answered your question, wasn't for sure if you want to get more into specifics in regards to what the training is like. But I'm assuming that there is specifics in regards to how you got into the training of, like, if you're just going to do a high jump, how many times do you do that? How many times do you practice that, you know,
Yeah.
per day or per week to be able to train for that? But I'm assuming that it could be, you know, pretty intensive, right? When you're doing
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
jumps are very demanding, right?
Yeah.
And as you get older, you want to kind of stay off the jumps as much as possible and
Oh,
preserve
okay.
yourself
Yeah.
for competitions.
Yeah.
So this past year, and for example, in the long jump, I didn't practice the long jump at all this year. The only times I jumped was during competitions, and that's when I got my practice in. And
Okay.
so that right there, and don't get me wrong, I rather have a little bit more repetitions during practice, but due to the circumstances that was given to me, I wasn't able to long jump during practice. I had one hell of a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have to do episode 2 or some
I
part
know we
2,
will. Oh,
so
we
I can,
will.
yeah, so I can tell you like the real meats and potatoes of the 2024 year. But like I said, I'm a firm believer that every obstacle, every challenge gives you an opportunity to shine brighter. And
Yes, sir.
with every challenge that I faced this year, every obstacle that I've cleared this year, it all culminated into the experience that I had on September 7th, 2024, winning that silver medal
Yes,
in front
sir.
of 70,000 people.
Let's
So
go.
that was my moment to shine bright, and I'm still shining. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? I'm still shining. I'm on no Rico, no Suave right now. I'm shining
You're
real
glowing.
good
You're
right
glowing. Where
now.
you at?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ain't no place I'd rather be. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you on that, man. But hey, we gotta take another break. You already know, man. It's your boy Rico No Swap.
Absolutely.
My man Isaac Jean Paul is here with us, the track and field athlete. Yes, the silver winner of
Yes,
the
sir.
2024 Paralympics is here with us today, everybody. All right, my man. Hey, I'm going to have you take a quick break. Hey, this is going to be like a minute or so because you know why? We're going to be talking about some NASCAR. Let's get it
Okay.
on.
All
NASCAR,
right.
everybody. You already know it's your boy Rico No Suave, and this is NASCAR Moments. And ooh wee, you know, sometimes the moments can be very intense for some of our NASCAR drivers, some of the owners, and some of our partners, you know, that actually is in not our partners from the Rico No Suave show, but the partners of NASCAR. And there's rules and regulations that's around there. And just so you guys know, Michael Jordan is, you know, he's number 23, right? And he actually has Denny Hamlin as his co-partner as far as with 23 XI was 2311. NASCAR has finalized a new charter agreement. Team co-owner Michael Jordan won't sign it. So what does that mean, everyone? That means that when there's a new charter and there's new rules and there's new regulations or things that you have to sign as an entity to basically stay on board with racing for NASCAR, you know, there is some things that Michael Jordan did not like. So if he didn't like it, he said, hey, I'm not going to sign it. So right now, there's kind of a war going on between NASCAR and Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin, and there's another, I think it's Front Row as well, too, that's actually involved with NASCAR to say, hey, we don't want to sign this because we don't think that this is right. This is a NASCAR moment, everybody, that you should be able to, hey, look this up, watch it, because this is something big, because there's attorneys, there's legal, and everybody that's involved in regards to trying to sign this agreement. NASCAR may have something on their plate to really try and say, hey, don't eat it all, but leave me a biscuit, because there's going to be money involved. But everybody, that is today's NASCAR moments. Yeah. Let's get back to my man, Isaac. There he is. Boom. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, hey. I see you had to get a bite to eat. Hey, your stomach
Yes,
must be
sir.
growling like mine right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you came back chewing. I'm like, man, save me some. I just talking about a biscuit on the plate. You know what I mean? Hey, Isaac. Hey, so we're down to our last few minutes, man, of the show, but we're definitely going to have a part 2. But we do have to talk about, number one, I want you to briefly tell me what your feeling was when you made silver at the Paralympics of 70,000 people watching. I want to know what the feeling was like. And also, I knew you signed autographs. I think I saw some photos of you actually signing autographs. Did you sign
Yeah.
autographs as far as on this one as well?
Yes, sir. So let me answer your first question. The
Yes,
feeling
sir.
that I felt, man, it was a God's feeling, man. Last year, like I mentioned earlier, my grandmother passed away,
Yeah.
and that was shortly after I won my gold medal in Paris last year at the World Championships, and she passed away a week after me winning. I came home right after the competition. My mom told me, Granny's in the hospital. So I came straight to Chicago,
Mm,
and we were able to share that moment together. I was able to give her my gold medal, and I was optimistic throughout the entire time of her being in the hospital because she was still there. You know what I'm saying? She was cognitive. She was, moving around and doing everything. And a week later, she passed away. And
mm,
so this year was a moment where I found myself wanting to connect even more with my grandmother.
yeah.
My grandmother was heavy in the church,
Yes, sir.
and I knew she always wanted her grandbabies to go to church, and one of the ways I found myself getting closer to her when she passed was, getting more involved in church. And I got baptized November 5th in honor of my grandmother, but
Yes, sir.
also for myself. And I knew that this year was
Blessings.
going to be a special year that I wanted to share with her. And so the entire year, even still till this day, I carry her obituary in my bag,
All right.
that I take to competitions, that I go train with. And I have her hat that she used to wear also in my bag.
All
And
right.
while I was in Paris, I taped her obituary to my seat. I put her hat right on my seat. She had the best seat in the house.
Yes, sir.
And I was able to share
Blessings.
that moment with her and also with 70,000 people that was there watching me compete. And so that made that moment um, of jumping that much more special because I knew that I wasn't just jumping for myself. I was jumping for my granny, Rosalie Turner.
All
And
right.
that was a great moment for me. It was a great moment for my family. And I know everyone in attendance felt that energy. They felt my grandmother's presence while I was jumping all those times. So it was amazing. It was great.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah, I think for what you the significant part of it is symbolizes the love, for her, but also you had a purpose of winning, and you had a milestone to accomplish with her being there, right? And I
Hmm.
think that was the biggest thing as well. So, congratulations on that, man. That's much love, and I think that is just super awesome. You know, we got to
Thank you.
talk real quick about the book.
Oh
Ooh-wee.
yeah. We
There's
forgot
a
all about that, huh?
I know. Hey, so I know that we had to talk about the book. We do have a cover. We have the cover of the book that we're going to put up so people can actually see it as well too. So this is Maya's Marvelous Day at the Games,
Yes,
authored by my
sir.
man Isaac Jean Paul. So Isaac, a little synopsis. We don't want to talk about the whole book because we want people to
Absolutely.
purchase the book itself, but if you can tell us in regards to a little brief synopsis of what Maya's, adventurous journey, a little bit about where she's
Absolutely.
going, and then also where can people find the book to support you to buy the book.
Absolutely. So Maya's Marvelous Day at the Games is a story inspired by me and my daughter's relationship and me exposing her to the wonderful world of disabilities.
All right.
Maya's Marvelous Day at the Games is a story that showcases the superhero within us all, but specifically those with disabilities. It's the first book of its series. It's a multi-series book that she goes through a wide variety of adventures ranging from her blackness, ranging from more disabilities and just all overall being kind to one another. And it's through the lens of a young child named Maya. My daughter's name is Shyla, so that is Maya is inspired by my daughter Shyla.
I
But
see.
Maya's Marvelous Day at the Games is available on Amazon.
Okay.
And make sure that you follow me on Instagram so you can get more updates on upcoming books that will be released soon. I have
Yes.
a barrage of different types of books that I have wrote. In fact, You can also go back and look on Amazon. The Guardians of Orisha was my very first science fiction novel, my first book ever.
Okay.
So, but this is first of many creations that I have going on. I strive to inspire people and educate individuals on the importance of inclusivity and diversity amongst
Yeah.
us all. So
Yes, sir.
that's what that book is all about.
Yeah. It takes a nation for all of us to keep going with support for each other, with diversity, and always keeping everything, going in a positive way, right? I think
Absolutely.
when you actually put, something out there for kids to read and also for adults to read, I think you're actually, hitting both worlds, right? And
Yes,
you're
sir.
also making a point that, hey, anyone can actually support anyone, no matter what disability, that has the ability to do great things, right? So I
Absolutely.
think that is awesome. One of the greatest things that we love doing on here, and we have the ability to do that, is not for sure if you can really see this on the screen, but I have a shirt for you.
Oh wow.
The shirt says the Rico No Suave Show, and the reason why I give these shirts is because you're a special gift to the world. Well, also, I'm so happy to be able to have met you as just a person that's humble, and also for someone that's an athlete where you took your natural abilities through different sports, you found your love for the track and field, and then you showed the world your accomplishment of 70,000 people to be able to watch you, but also for you to be able to sign those autographs so people can remember just you, of your greatness and everything they have done when you first started, from the coaches. And you kind of brought up Rocky Balboa, because I always think about the old trainer, the old
Yeah.
school trainer that actually just had the secret sauce to be able to make someone great. And I think for you, you deserve that. You deserve all of that. And of course, you're a role model for your kids, right? For your family, also for your mom, and also for your grandma as well too. And I think, this is the reason why I love doing this show, to be able to present you with this shirt, because now you're part of the family now, man. You're part of the family. And
Yes,
this
sir.
right here, you deserves this shirt all the way. So congratulations. Welcome to the show, baby. Yes, sir. Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you.
Yes,
Appreciate you,
sir.
Rico.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so we're going to put up, two of your social medias real quick, because it's almost that time for us to, vámonos. There's one that's coming up. We got the Instagram, right? It's IJP underscore I am the number one.
Yes, sir.
Always. Always. Yes, sir. That's on Instagram, everybody. So make sure you go and follow him. Follow everything, because he does have more books that's coming out, but also his journey as well. Here's the next one. Yeah, he's on Facebook. Isaac Charmant Jean Paul. Make sure you go ahead and check my man out on Facebook. Don't spam him. Just tell him that you saw him on Rico No Suave Show, and just say, hey, just say Rico No Suave Show. He will accept you as long as you are good people. So make sure you go and support him there. If you follow him, he might follow you back. You never know. You know what I mean? You never know. Just be good. Just be good peoples. Hey, Isaac, such a great time, man. Such a great time having you on the show today. It was a blessing, bro. It was such a blessing. So, yeah, it was good to have you on the show. Hope you had a great time. Did you have a good time?
Absolutely, man. You are a wonderful host. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this platform with you.
Yes,
It
sir.
it, it means a lot. So thank you, Mr. Rico Suave. No Suave.
No
No Suave.
suave.
Even though
Thank
you
you, sir.
looking suave
Yeah, no
right
suave.
now, I like the hat, you know what I'm saying? So man, I greatly appreciate you.
Much love. Much love. Everybody put your hands together for none of them than my God, Isaac John Paul. Yeah.
sir. Yes,
All right,
sir.
everybody, we got to get out of here, man. We got to get out of here. Yes, that was my guy. I hope you guys were inspired today, everyone. We had such a great time. Such a great time. But we have to show you our social media, everybody, because we want you guys to follow us as well, too. The first one is just like this, www.riconosuaveshow.com. That's where you'll find out more information about us. We're always updating, putting great highlights out there. So, and also check out our red carpet section as well, too. Here's our next one. You already know. Kaboom. Yes, we have our Rico No Suave show at Instagram. Make sure you go to Instagram, everybody. Please go ahead and follow us there. We're always doing great things and updating as well. Here's the next one. You know, it is Facebook. Rico No Suave show. Make sure you go and like and love everything that we're doing there. Follow us, baby. Follow us. We are there. And this is a big one as well, too. We're growing our YouTube channel, everyone, so make sure you please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes, go ahead and help us out. Go ahead and subscribe, turn those notifications, and yes, you'll get notified. The next one is Mixcloud. Mixcloud turns into a podcast, everyone, so Mixcloud turns into a podcast, so you'll hear audio only. So we do go live there, but you can also hear it, the retake of it on audio only. Last but not least, everyone, we do have a new partner with us, and it's Red Coral Universe. Red Coral Universe, everyone, all you have to do is register for free and then watch our past interviews. So watch our past interviews there. We highly recommend it, and this is like the new upcoming Netflix, and so glad to be a part of this new streaming service, Red Coral Universe. So everybody, yes, this is awesome. Before we go, everyone, we have to pay our respects to a big actor that actually recently passed away. And, of course, coming to America, when you hear his voice, you were like, man, I'm glad that guy was not my father. But he actually had a voice that will make you feel like, oh, my goodness, it was just rumbling. And we want to say thank you to none other than my man, James Earl Jones. We want to say rest in peace. He was 93 when he passed away just a few days ago. And credits to G-Wire for the awesome picture. Credits goes to G-Wire for this photo. James Earl Jones, born in 1931 and recently passed this year. We appreciate everything you have done for us with all of the great movies and also all of the great tips, and also some of the documentaries exactly that you were actually in as well was super awesome. And just to hear your voice overall was you're such an amazing actor. So rest in heaven, rest in peace. And everybody, on that note, we're going to finish off the show, but thank you guys so much. And we'll see you next time as we end off the show, just like